Here at Dre Bar and Grill.
Welcome, everybody.
Mike's going to make us some specialty cocktails, the classic and then the less classic but more creative maybe?
But still a classic.
Still a classic. Either way, I'm going to try at least one of them. So Mikey, it's all you.
Thank you. All right, everybody. Today we're going to be starting out with Manhattan. And after that, we are going to make a cocktail made famous by Ada Coleman, who was one of the first kind of famous female cocktail, cocktail mavens. So let's start with Manhattan. So when you're thinking about your kind of the spirit breakdown for a Manhattan or for a martini, you're thinking 2-1-2 is always a good number to keep in your head. If it helps with a Manhattan, it is the kind of one of the first area codes in Manhattan, so 212. And so we're going to start there. For our Manhattan, we're going to use a rye. I like to use Rittenhouse. Really nice rye. So we're going to go 2 ounces of that. 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. We like to use Dolan for a lot of our cocktails. Very, very nice French vermouth. So 1 ounce of Dolan. And for our Manhattan, we're going to use 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. We're going to add some ice. And stir for about 42 rotations. 42, as many of you may know, is the answer to every important question in the universe. And for our Manhattan, we're going to go into a martini glass. We've got some lovely Amarena cherries that we've soaked in some brandy, as well as some Jim Beam. And we're just going to kind of skewer and throw in there. And we're going to give this a little bit of an orange peel. And Bob has never been averse to a Manhattan.
No. Cheers. That's a very sexy Manhattan.
For our twist on the Manhattan, we have Ada Coleman's Bobby Burns. Now, as I said, Ada Coleman was the lead bartender at the Savoy American Bar in London from about 1903 to 1925, when they closed down briefly for renovations. During that time, she served such celebrities as Mark Twain, Charlie Chaplin, and Marlene Dietrich. So she was a little bit famous then, but a lot of her cocktails now, including Bobby Burns and the Hanky Panky, are ones that you'll see in cocktail books pretty much across the globe. So we're going to play around with one of her cocktails real quick. For this one, we're going to start with a coupe glass, and this one calls for a Drambuie rinse. Drambuie, if you don't know, is a Scotch-based liqueur that is blended with some honey, heather, various other kind of spices. We're going to pour about 0.25 ounces of it so that we're not wasting too much in a rinse. And just go ahead and pour that into our glass. And what we're going for here is just a nice even coat of that, kind of all the way across the glass, filling every space that that liquid is going to touch. And we're just going to dump the rest and set that aside. So this cocktail uses, instead of rye or bourbon as the base, it calls for scotch. We're going to use Monkey Shoulder, which is a pretty nice blended scotch. And we're going to pour, once again, 2 ounces of that. For this cocktail, we're going to use our house blend of sweet vermouth. For this, we use about half of the French Dolan vermouth and then half of Carpano Antico, which is a much bolder Italian vermouth. And we're going to use about 3/4 of an ounce of that. In this cocktail, the Drambuie that we used as kind of a rinse on this glass is going to play the part that our bitters would play in the Manhattan. And after 42 stirs, it should be sufficiently chilled. And we're going to top this one the same way. And there we have the Bobby Burns.
So who's Bobby Burns?
I'm not sure exactly where she got the name for that. That's one that I haven't researched.
And what's the significance of 42 stars? I know there's a story.
So no, I think it's quoted in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Yeah.
as well as Doctor Who, I think.
Doctor Who? Okay.
So if you're as geeky as I am,
I like it. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for joining us.
See you this week at Drag.